Hi, it's Emily from the Cape Breton Regional Library, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use the Libby app, which allows you to get free ebooks on your phone or tablet or computer with a library card. So it's really useful. Get some ebooks if you're stuck inside, if there's a pandemic. So I just freshly downloaded this app, so I'm just going to go in. Really easy to set up, and you only really need to set it up once and then you're good to go. So it might be a little difficult at the start, but then it's done. So the first question to ask you is, do you have a library card? And it's really useful to have your library card with you so you can type it in really quickly. So the next part, it says, what library are you trying to sign up with? If you say, you can guess my library, it can use the location of your device to try to guess what library is closest to you, or you can search for a library by typing in Cape Breton Regional Library. So I'll just type in Cape Breton, and then we'll just click that right there. And then this says, so is this where you will have your library card? And then I say yes, and then it says, what's your card number? And then you're going to enter your PIN, which is the last 4 digits of your phone number. And then you're all signed in, and it should show you your library card. So I'm just going to leave it and hit next. And now you're all signed up. So the next time you log into the app, it'll look just like this, and you won't have to do that step again. So there's 2 main parts to the Libby app. The first one's like the library, and the second one's like the shelf. So the library part of the app is where you go and look for a new book. So it has the search bar at the top here where you can search what book you want by specific title and see if it's in. And then there's a bit of a curated selection, almost like what's on display at your local library. So I'm going to go into maybe what's new and look at the new books that they have in. So you can see that some of these books have that audio in the bottom, and it'll say borrow, play sample, and tag. And then if it's an ebook, it'll say borrow, read sample, and tag. So it's kind of important to look at that. And you can also see that there's a little, either a plus sign or a little calendar with its number of dots. So if there's a plus sign, it means that you can borrow it, and it'll say borrow. But if there's that little calendar, it'll say you can place a hold. And then it'll put you on the list, and as soon as that hold is up, you'll get it in. And the nice thing about ebooks is that they automatically return. So you don't have to worry about late fees, anything like that. And it'll automatically return to your shelf, and you also don't have to worry about the holds. So if it says that the hold will be available in about 2 weeks, that is the maximum amount that it will be until you can have the book, because it will automatically take it back from the other person that has it out. So you can return them early, but you can never really be late. So you don't have to worry about that. I'm going to take a book out. So I'm going to go into the what's available tag and see what I can take out right now. So let's look in available books. And then I'm going to take out this Jack Reacher novel. So it's by Lee Child, Blue Moon, and you'll see that it says borrow, read sample, or tag. So you can tag books and kind of put them in a list of things I want to read, or just books that I like. So I'm gonna hit borrow, and it'll take me to the screen and say you're borrowing Blue Moon for 14 days. So I'm just gonna hit that big borrow button, and then it should go right through. The first time you borrow a book, it'll say, do you want to turn on the notifications to say, oh, you only have a day left on this book, and you'll know to kind of get going on your book, or it doesn't have to do that. You can kind of keep track of it yourself. So I'm just going to hit not now. And then there gives you a couple options: open book, keep browsing, or go to shelf. So I'm going to go to the shelf right now. So to kind of show you, we were in the library section, And then the shelf section is the other side at the bottom. So once you're on your shelf, you can see what books you have out, what books you're on the wait list for, and what books you've had like in the past but have returned. So you can see open book or manage loan. If you click open book, it'll start reading it. And then you can just flip through the pages just like this. If you click the page instead of swiping the page, if you just tap it, it'll bring you a bunch of options at the top here, like this, the A button, and it'll say like how big do you want the font. I know a lot of people like a bigger font. You can change the lighting, so if you often read books at night, a lot of people don't like it white, they like it dark, and then it's less hard on your eyes and easier to fall asleep. Some people like that, the in-between that's kind of brown, like the sepia, or that bright one is great if you're going to read outside. If you don't really like the black on white, you want the white on black. You can also hit the little magnifying glass, and if there's a part of the book that you remember you were at, or you like fell asleep reading it, or you did something, you can just type it in and it'll find all of the instances of that word in the book. So it's really interesting if you're doing research, or if you're looking for like a specific character or something like that. That's actually really useful. And then there's these little bookmarks. So you can bookmark using this little, it's kind of like a little rectangle up at the top right, and we can just click that. And then when you go back to the page, you can see where your bookmarks were. So it'll say, oh, there's one right down there, and you can see it right by that little 20. So there is a limit on how many books you can take out at once. So if you did finish the book before the 14 days are up, you can hit manage loan. You can hit return early if you want to free up some more space to take out some more books. You can hit return and it'll send it right back, and you don't have to worry about it anymore. How about we try borrowing an audiobook? So I'm going to hit explore again, and I'm going to say what's available and available audiobooks. So let's try The Hunger Games and audiobook. So you're going to see the same thing, borrow, play sample. So we'll hit borrow, and it's just the same easy menu here. We're going to hit borrow, and then let's hit open audiobook. So audiobooks are a little bit different because there's just a play button and the forward and the back button, but there's a few other things. So at the top here, there's this little timer, or the playback speed. Audiobooks can run kind of long, but if you can keep up pretty quick, you can turn it so the speed of the person talking goes a little faster. And then so you can hit like 1.25, 1.5, and you can even like change it with this little toggle up here at the top and change it pretty finely, so it's like 1.55. So I'll hit hide. So right next to that little clock timer, there's a little moon. So if you like to listen to audiobooks when you fall asleep, if you hit this, it's a little timer, so it'll turn off if you fall asleep, and it won't run the whole audiobook through the night. So you can change it so it'll be 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or just the end of the chapter, which is kind of nice if you just want to listen to that chapter before you go to bed. And then you can also like kind of fine tune it so it'll be like exactly a certain amount of time, which is kind of nice too. And then there's also the same bookmark function. If you hit the bookmark twice, it'll say, do you want to add a little note? And you can make a little note of what happened there, or you can just leave it. And I think that is pretty much everything about the audiobooks. So I'm going to hit manage loan again, and I'm going to return this one early as well. So that's pretty much the basics of Libby. You can play around with it. There's nothing you can really mess up if you press the wrong button. You don't need to worry about it. So feel free to play around with Libby. It's a great resource, and it's free from the library, which is absolutely amazing, I think, especially if you're stuck at home, if you need something to do. I would really recommend getting the Libby app and getting back into a good book.